5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for
Craig and Ryland's Magic Review Show. I'm Ryland and you're Craig.
Yeah, I'm great. You're Ryalnd, exactly. And welcome back to another review show. We have some amazing stuff that we're going to be looking at this week. Please excuse my appearance. I am about to go to a gig, aren't I?
Yeah.
Very excited. I'm about to do some close-up magic. And if we don't film this now, it's not going to get filmed. So I'm filming the show quickly before I go to the gig. But as soon as we film this, I'm going to have to shoot off. Anyway, you guys don't want to know about that. You want to know about the latest and greatest magic tricks that have been released to the magic community. And we have some amazing tricks this week. We're going to start off by looking at a brand new item by the 1914, which is Prohibition Monte. So let's have a look at that first review right now. So the first thing we're going to be looking at today is Prohibition Monte. When you see a gold and black box like this, you know it's a 1914 release. This is specifically by Alan Rorison. Now, everybody who knows me knows that I'm a big Alan Rorison fan. He's a very creative magician. And what we have here is Alan talks on the download about how this is designed to fit inside a wallet. It'll literally fit into a credit card slot of any wallet. He uses the Shadow wallet, obviously. I've tried, it'll work in the Nexus wallet absolutely fine as well. It works in pretty much every wallet, but you can have these two half cards tucked away inside there. You don't need anything else in any other pockets. You just need a Sharpie marker and you are good to go. I think we need to perform this first of all. Yeah. So if I perform it for you, and one of the reasons I want to perform it is I've been reading the review, not the reviews, but I've been reading the forums and I've been reading the Magic Cafe and places like that. And a lot of people have been saying that the performance that is on the trailer that Alan does is a bit long-winded. Now I disagree, and I'm going to get to that in a bit. But I think that the performance Alan did was great. I absolutely love it. However, it doesn't fit my style. I'm not a storyteller. So I've changed the presentation to fit me. And for those people that are saying, oh, I don't like it because it's not snappy enough, I've kind of routined it so it's a little bit snappier. Have a look at the performance that I do of this so you can see exactly what it's all about. And then we'll talk about it. Does that sound good? Okay. Ryland, you and I are going to play a little game, okay? We're going to play a little gambling game. In fact, I'm going to show you the difference between a gambler and a magician. And we're going to play a game called the two-card Monte. You know why it's called the two-card Monte?
Because it involves two cards?
It involves two cards, you are right, but to make it easier to follow for you, I'm not actually going to use two full cards. I took a Queen of Spades and I took a Two of Hearts and I tore them in half in a fit of rage. And so we're going to use the Queen and we're going to use the Two. And we're going to play a little game where you have to try and guess which one's where. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, it's very, very easy because we only have two cards or two half cards. Now, the Queen could be in my pocket. One card, technically, yeah. Now, the Queen could be in my pocket, or the Two could be in my pocket. You have to guess which one's where. My job is to try and cheat you. And at the very end of this, I'll show you the difference between a gambler and a magician.
Queen is in your pocket.
Well, no, they're both here at the moment. I haven't done anything. Look, there's the Queen. I haven't done anything yet.
You just asked me which one's in your pocket.
Well, none of them. I just took it out when you weren't paying attention. So we've got the Queen, we've got the Two. You got to follow it, okay? You got to try and keep one eye on the Two. You got to keep one eye on the Queen. Now I'm going to go really slowly. I want you to watch. The Queen goes in my pocket. What's in my pocket?
The Queen.
Are you sure? Because the correct answer is the Two. The Queen's over there. You missed this, right? Let me explain. It's easy to miss. So let me explain what happened, right? There's a move that every con man uses when they play the two-card Monte. And the move, I'll show you the move. You'll see my hand shake like that. When I shake, that's when I do the move. And that's when the two pieces of card change places. So if I leave the Two here and put the Queen in my pocket, and then I do the move, look, did you see me do the move? That's when they change, because now the Two's over here, the Queen's over there. So now you can follow the game because you just look for the move. That's all you got to do. You got to look for the move. Do you understand? Yeah. So let me show you again. Look, even if I mix them up, it wouldn't make any difference at all. If I put the Queen in my pocket, right? Yeah. And I don't do the move, what's in my pocket?
The Queen.
Exactly. Now you're catching on. Now it's easy to follow. Look, I tell you what. You said that you got me a pen, didn't you? Can you get the pen for me? Because I want you to sign. Very good. What I want you to do is sign the Queen. There you go. Nice big letters. Put Ry on there for me. Don't get ink on the mat, which is why I'm going to hold it here. There you go. So can you see your name there, Rye? Yeah, you can see that. Now it's going to be easier to follow because the Queen is signed, right? So I'm going to put the Queen in my pocket, okay? So I want you to watch. You know what you've got to look for now, don't you?
Yeah.
Watch. What's in my pocket?
That was the move.
That was the move. So what's in my pocket?
The 2.
Now you're catching on. You see, you could do this yourself. This is so easy to do when you know the move. Look, I tell you what, actually, should we say, do you want to sign the 2 as well?
Yeah.
Then you can sign both of them. Because I said at the very beginning, now I've taught you how to do this little game and you understand about the move and you understand how con men cheat when they play the 2-card trick. Would you like to know what a magician does? Because magicians don't play games like this. Magicians do something completely different. Would you like to see what a magician does? What I want you to do is hold your left hand palm up and your right hand palm down. That's a lot to think about, but try your best. Like very good. Yeah, I'm going to put the 2 cards together, put them in between your hands, flat so I can't get to them at all. Keep them in between your hands. I don't want to see any card. I don't want to see any card. Hold them in between your hands, just like that, so I can't get to them, because this is the big finish. With 2 cards in your hand, I can't make them change places. Even if I do the move, it wouldn't do any good. So I'm going to do something that you've never seen before. Well, you could do it, but they just change places in your hand. It's a bit stupid. So I'm going to show you something that you've never seen before and you'll never see again. I'm going to show you what a magician does. See, with 2 cards in your hand, you remember you signed the 2?
Yeah.
And you signed the Queen?
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this.
What?
I did the impossible. Because a magician doesn't make things change places. A magician does the impossible, and that's what I've done. Have a look at those 2 cards in your hand. Because now the 2 cards that you've signed have fused together into 1 card. There's your signed Queen, there's your signed 2, fused together into 1 card, and you can keep that as a souvenir and show everyone how amazing that is. So that's the routine. Now when Alan performs it, he has this whole presentation about Prohibition Monte, and it's absolutely beautiful. And from a presentation, from a staging point of view, from sort of a stagecraft point of view, it's a great presentation. I know some people have been saying, "Oh, it's a bit too long." I disagree. I think it's really good for the right audience. However, there's going to be certain audiences where you need it a bit snappier. So the presentation that I used with this, it is a little bit snappier. It's the whole, I am going to show you the difference between a con man and a magician. Now, what I really like about this is you've got the classic 2-card Monte, but with 2 torn cards. But you've got a display at the beginning. The problem with 2-card Monte, for anybody who knows the original 2-card Monte, you can't have the cards examined at the beginning at all. Well, with this, you've got a really nice display where they're seeing the fronts and the backs of both of those cards. And then you're going into the 2-card Monte with the pocket. But because of it, you've got a whole bunch of moments where they're seeing backs and fronts of the cards, which makes it look really deceptive. But then you've got the kicker ending of the 2 cards fusing together into 1 card in the spectator's hand. And when I first showed you this, you were completely fooled, weren't you? Yeah. Like he had no idea that those 2 cards were going to fuse together. And when they did, he had no idea how it worked, because from the audience's point of view, you're having the card signed. I mean, they've signed a card, they've signed another card. They can see they're completely 2 separate cards. They're signing the 1 card, they're signing the other card, and then they go together. I mean, it's amazing. It's such a great routine. I love this. You said you had questions. What questions have you got?
Is it walk around?
To be honest, a good question. I think this works best in a walk around situation. I really do. Because you don't need a table. I know Alan's using a table in the performance. You don't need a table at all. It's designed to be done without a table. Yeah, I mean, for walk around, it's absolutely brilliant. There's virtually no angle issues. Which makes it great for walk around. You don't need to put the cards down on the table. You can do it all in your hands. People can come really close, but also it's probably the sort of thing that you could do on a banquet table and people from a distance would be able to see it as well. So absolutely, yeah.
What's the reset like?
Another good question. Well, here's the thing, and that is a really good question actually. So with the reset, when you finish the trick, you end up in a situation where the card has been signed by the spectator and it's fused together. You then give that to the spectator as a souvenir, and it makes a great souvenir. It's so much better as a souvenir than like just a normal signed card, because you've created this impossible object and people will show that to people. So when you hand that card out at the end, Obviously, if you want to reset it, you're going to need to get another gimmick, which you can have pre-done. I mean, it comes with, I think, 20 cards. It comes with 20 cards, so you can do this 20 times. You just fold the card up and you're good to go. So you can have like 3 or 4 of them in your top pocket. If you want to do it again, you just grab another card and you just put it back in your wallet. I mean, there's literally no reset. One thing that Alan does say is you can do this without having the card signed. So you can do it without having the card signed and just having the card fused together in their hand, not being signed, and then you take that card back.
But I think being signed is more impressive because then it could have been switched. Exactly.
I think that if you're going to do this trick, you are going to want to sign the card. And I think you want to give it away as a souvenir as well. Now, I've spoken to Dee, who runs the 1914, and he says that refills are going to be available on the site very inexpensively, which is good for me, especially because I'm going to do this a load. In fact, I'm planning on doing this at the gig that I'm doing when we finish this review show because I like it so much. I've learned it. I'm going to try it. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to go really, really well. I really like it. But yeah, reset. Absolutely. It takes 2 seconds to reset it. As you walk away from the table, just get yourself another gimmick. Grab the other 2 cards out of your pocket, put it all together, stick it in the wallet, and you're good to go. Takes like 5 seconds. One more question. What have you got, Ray?
Is it easy?
It's not difficult at all. No. I mean, 2-card Monte is almost self-working anyway. As long as you know the Monte move, it's fairly self-working. The routining behind this makes it very, very easy. There's nothing really difficult about it at all, to be honest. I changed a couple of moments in the performance that I did, and I added a palm at one point just because that suited my style better. But you don't need to do that at all. There's no difficult moves in the routine, and Alan breaks it down in real detail. It's like a 30-40 minute download, and Alan covers absolutely everything. It's beginner level. Right, you could do this absolutely no problem. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, really good questions there, right? So, I mean, what do you think of it? You've seen it, you've watched it, it fooled you. What do you think of it?
I think it's really good.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are you going to give it? I'll tell you what I'm going to give this. I'm going to give this 95%. I think this is brilliant. I think this is super commercial. I think this is going to go into my act, and I think it's going to stay there for a very, very long time. I love the way I've loved. You know what? I've loved Monty routines for a while anyway. But the problem with the Monty routine. Can I say one thing before you give the grade? I love Monty routines, but the problem is there's normally no ending. There's normally not an ending. It's that's why I love stand-up Monty so much, because stand-up Monty, there is an ending. It's kind of like they all turn into the money card. There's not normally an ending. This gives a Monty-style routine an ending by having the 2 cards fused together into one. I love it.
And you get to give it away.
And you get to give it away, which makes it even better. 95% for me. What do you think?
I'm going to give it 97.
97%?
Yeah.
A couple of percent higher. Okay, so that's 97% from Ryalnd. It's 95% from me. It's highly recommended. Let's have a look at the next routine. Okay, so next up we have BonBon by George Iglesias and Twister Magic. Magical, surprising and delicious. This is a production of sweets, basically, is what we have here. It's his version of the Dove pan that he's put bang up to date. The whole idea of it is you show an empty box of chocolates and you make chocolates appear inside them. That's basically what you have here.
It can basically be any chocolate.
It can be any chocolate. We'll talk about that in a minute. In fact, do you want to perform it first of all?
Yeah.
Why don't we get Ryland to perform it, just so you can see what this routine does, and then we'll go into an explanation of it. And well, not we're not going to explain it, but I mean we'll talk about what we think of it.
Yeah. I got a gift for my birthday, and it was and you know that my birthday was a really long time ago.
It was like about 6 or 7 months ago.
And I had some chocolate in here. And because it was a really long time ago, the chocolate's all gone.
Well, you probably ate it within 5 minutes, knowing you.
Yeah, probably. And you know that I'm a magician.
Yes, you are a magician. This is true.
Okay, so Mummy, I'm gonna do something with these chocolates.
Okay.
Okay? I'm gonna do something crazy. If I just snap my fingers, now the empty box is turned into a bunch of Lindt chocolate.
And can I have all these?
Oh, my favourites.
Yeah, Lindt chocolates. Can I have them all?
Don't forget me.
We'll all have some. That is going straight into my axe.
It's going straight into your act, is it? I know you love this because you love chocolates and you love magic. So what's not to love, right? It combines the two.
Yeah, we use lints because it's in a wrapper. So if you wanted to, as long as you've got more lints, you can actually give a lint away.
Well, I'm gonna talk about that because
and we use lints because they're like circle and there's like the circles.
There's two ways that you can do this. You can buy a gold version or a red version. What you saw Ryalnd do was the red version. The gold version is designed to look like a Ferrero Rocher container, and it's the perfect size for Ferrero Rochers. The red version, you can put any types of candy in there. It'll fit pretty much anything. Although I prefer lints. I thought that lints look really good in there because they're round, and everyone knows what a lint is. In the UK, it's a very popular chocolate. In fact, near us, we've got a lint shop, haven't we? Where there's like loads of.
Mummy bought us like a lint chocolate bar.
She did, yeah, absolutely.
We just haven't had it yet.
Well, you can get two different types, and it's very well made. It is based on the classic Dove pan. It's different in methodology than I thought. It's actually better made than I thought it would be. There's magnets that are holding everything together once you've done the production, but it's also very easy to do.
You just need to keep it safe, because if you don't keep it safe, the cardboard, it is made out of cardboard. That's the only problem. Just cardboard.
Yep, it is made out of cardboard. So the box that you get it in, which is this box here, when you're not using it, put it back away inside this box. It will last a long time as long as you look after it. If you like take it and throw it in your gig bag, it's going to get mashed up very, very soon. You want to look after this, yeah. Now you talked about giving one of these away. I think how this would be best.
You just need to have some extra lint somewhere, like another box of lints.
Well, no, yeah, but for like after you finished your show. But I think in a show, what would be really nice for this is when you get a volunteer up on stage, you say, "Hey, would you like a chocolate?" "Oh, sorry, there's no chocolates. Hang on." Boom. Because as a magician, you should be able to do magic with anything. And I love the idea of just making some chocolates appear and saying, "Here, I have a lint chocolate." When I do kid shows, one thing that I do.
Or you just give them all of the lints.
No, not getting all of my lints. Yeah, how expensive those things are. When I did kid shows, one thing that I always used to do was make sweets appear at the beginning of the show. And then every volunteer that came up and helped me, I gave them a sweet. And I started my show by making sweets appear. Well, this would be the same sort of thing that you could do in a cabaret show or in a family show. You know, you show this box of chocolates, you make the chocolates appear, and everyone that comes up, you give them a chocolate. There's lots of different ways that you can routine this. You could do this close up absolutely fine because there's no noise issues, there's no angle issues, there's no angle considerations. But if you are going to do it close up, you wouldn't be able to put it in your pocket or anything like that, would you? I mean, because you have to have it set up beforehand, and you'd have to walk over to the table with it, and then you'd have to take the lid off and put it back on, and then there's probably a 20-second reset in between, 20 or 30-second reset in between making the chocolates appear and resetting it ready to do it again. So I wouldn't recommend really doing it for close-up, even though you could.
Have you got any questions?
Well, have I got any questions for you? I think we've covered everything, really. You've told me it's easy. You've told me everything I need to do. I think though that this is mainly for stage. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
I think this is mainly for stage.
Unless you do it for close up, just to give.
Just as a one-off. You know where this would work.
Just do like one close up.
You know where this would work.
You can only do it once.
You know where this would work really well for social media. You know what we should do. You know what we should do.
TikTok.
You know what we should do.
Yeah.
We should go over. We should do a YouTube short. So we should go over to the
office.
No. I'm thinking we go over to the lint shop. You go to the lint shop and you go over to the counter, and I'll film you. And you go over to the counter and you go, "Hey, I've got this box. I want to get some chocolates for my mom. Have you got any lint that I can use? I like those red ones over there." Boom. Were those okay? How much would that be? And I think the woman behind the counter just get completely freaked out by that. What do you reckon? Should we do that?
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. I'm going to give this 80%. I think it's really good. You need to think of the right time, right place to do it. Don't just buy it without thinking where you're going to put it into your act. But if you've got a place for it, I think this is great. What about you? What are you going to give it?
I'm going to give it 100.
100%. You really love it, don't you?
Yeah.
We should film that today for your YouTube channel as well, by the way. Yeah. So 100% from Ryalnd, 80% from me. It's really good as long as you know where you're going to do it. Let's have a look at the next product. Okay, so the next review we have is the 2-cup routine by Tommy Wonder, and it is marketed by Raphael and Bluther Magic presents with permission from the Tommy Wonder estate. Thanks to Tommy Wonder, who created such a charming and inspiring routine. And apparently, according to this, here we go. We will be releasing a series of Tommy Wonder products in the near future. Updates of the progress will be posted onto our social media. But what we have here is Tommy Wonder's 2-cup routine. Now, in my opinion, the Tommy Wonder 2-cup routine is the absolute best cups and balls routine that you can do. I remember the first time I saw Tommy do this 2-cup and ball routine, I was absolutely blown away. It came at a point where I thought I knew everything about magic. Like, I thought I knew everything. I'd studied the Di Vernon routine. I'd studied the Michael Amar routine. I did my own 3-cup and ball routine. I thought I was the master. As you do when you first get into magic, you think you're absolutely brilliant and you're untouchable. And then I saw Tommy Wonder do this, and I have never been more fooled in my life. I have never been put in my place as quickly, and I realized I had a hell of a lot to learn. If you don't know what the Tommy Wonder 2-cup and ball routine is, it's just absolutely amazing. It is streets ahead of its time, and it's been almost impossible to get the props that you need to do this, because the balls have to be of a particular type. The cups, in a way, have to be a particular type, but the bag has to be of a particular type as well. And what Bluther Magic have done is they have taken the Tommy Wonder routine and they have made the most beautiful props, stunning props. They're not in there, they're over there. Stunning props that you can now use to do the Tommy Wonder 2-cup routine. So if you don't know what the Tommy Wonder 2-cup routine is, thank you very much, Ryalnd, I'm going to perform this for you. And now I do it slightly differently to Tommy. I'm a big believer in you make routines your own. So for those of you that know the Tommy Wonder 2-cup routine, the opening phase is different, and there's a couple of other little tiny differences in there as well. But it's basically the structure is the Tommy Wonder routine. I'm going to perform it for you, and then we'll talk about why this is so amazing, because this is the quality of these props are second to none. There are a couple of issues I have with this, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. But the cups, the props are brilliant. Let's have a look at a performance of this right now.
You're doing it.
Oh, you want me to perform it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ryalnd, I'm going to show you something with a little blue sort of sock thing, basically, a little blue bag. But it's not really about the bag. And the bag is just a holder for what's inside, because what is inside are 2 solid metal cups, and they look a little bit golden, don't they? Now, there's a magician, a very famous magician. His name is Tommy Wonder. You might have heard of him, you might not. He's unfortunately not alive anymore. But this is a trick that he made famous, and it uses 2 solid metal cups and 2 little orange balls. Now, I want you to watch very carefully and do not blink for a second, because if you blink, you'll miss it. 2 balls, 2 cups, and a whole bunch of magic. Watch that ball. If I take it and squeeze, what happens is that ball disappears completely without leaving a trace. Now, you're not meant to do the trick again, right? But I'm going to do it again. I do, after all, have 2 cups, 2 balls. So I'm going to do it again. This one goes exactly the same way, and it vanishes. The question is, where do they go? Well, the first one goes underneath this cup, and the second one goes underneath this cup. Now, that's not a bad trick, right? Pretty good trick. But you're probably wondering, what else can I do with these 2 cups and these 2 balls? Well, I can actually make this ball go right through this cup, solid through solid. Not just through the cup, but also through the hand. If I do this, it goes through the back of the hand, through the top of the cup. I know, isn't that weird? Like, it's the weirdest. Actually, it didn't go through. That happens sometimes. Sometimes it won't penetrate through that cup. You know what's probably happened? It's probably gone, look, it's underneath there. That can happen. I'm so sorry. Look, let me try that again. I'll try that again. I'll make it go through this cup. Look, all I have to do is this, through the back of the hand, through the back of the cup, and there it goes right there. That's not bad, right? But look, I'm going to keep that ball there underneath that cup. I'm going to take this ball, I'm going to put it underneath this cup. And it's possible to pass a ball. I'm going to try and make the ball from there go underneath there. It looks something like that. And now I have 2 balls underneath there. And over here I have... Hang on, that's the... That's weird. I'm so sorry. Let me just, that can happen sometimes. I have no idea how that happens. That's kind of really weird. I'm so sorry. We'll try again. I'll tell you what, we'll try again. Look, we've got 2 balls. This one here is ball number 1. This one here is ball number 2. We have ball number 1, ball number 2, ball number 1 and ball number 2. Ryland, it's your choice. Would you like ball number 1 or ball number 2? Which one would you like to go for? You can go for whichever one.
2.
I was trying to subtly psychologically influence you. You want ball number 2? You sure? Yeah. Okay, do me a favour. Hold your hand out for me. I'm going to put ball number 2 there. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Now watch. Don't move. Bring your hand slightly over the table. No, keep your hand out flat. I'm going to cover the ball up on your hand. Now there's no way I can get to that ball. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Watch. I'll try and make this ball join the ball underneath the hand. When I squeeze, the ball disappears. If it was under there, would that be good?
Yeah.
You're going to freak out. Check it out. Look, there it is. And it's pretty cool, right? Of course, every trick needs a big finish. Would you like to see the big finish? Yeah. I'll show you the big finish. You see, if I snap my foot... Oh, hang on. That's the off the bag. The bag. Oh, you know, that can happen sometimes. And that's the trick with the bag, the balls, the cups, and that's just weird.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's amazing.
You've never seen the Tommy Wonder 2-cup routine before, have you?
No.
It fooled the pants off him. It fooled the pants off him. It's a great routine.
I thought it was like a chop cup with like metal.
Yeah, there's no chop cup in there. There's no magnets or anything in there.
Oh.
It's nothing like that. But the beautiful thing of this routine, and the thing that made, and you really need to study this. You need to study all of Tommy's work. You need to get the Books of Wonder. But one of the reasons that this is so wonderful is because of the methodology and the routining behind loading the bag and the pom-pom into the cups. The other thing that's really nice about this is, you know, sometimes, and this is why Tommy actually created this routine, you know, if you're going to a gig and you're planning on doing the cups and balls or even the chop cup, and you've got like loads in your pocket that are like bulging out because you've got your 3 final loads or whatever it is. The beautiful thing of this is you just bring the cups out in the bag. You put the bag to one side. There's no final loads.
Everything is the final load.
Everything is self-contained on the table. That's what's wonderful. And I honestly believe, you know, whether you... First of all, it's more practical than a 3-cup routine, because the 2-cup routine, you've only got 2 cups. I've actually done this in the past in restaurants, and I've done it in banquet. Obviously, it's a right time, right place thing. For parlour, this is absolutely amazing. But this is something that you can do at a close-up gig, because with 2 cups, it's a lot easier to work than with 1 cup. The other thing is, with the balls that you get with this, they aren't. You don't need a close-up pad to do this on. You can do it on any surface, which is why when you have the person hold their hand out and you put the cup on their hand, you know, the second ball appears underneath the cup and they don't feel anything because of how these balls work. So the whole thing is designed to do this routine.
To do?
It's not. The moves aren't any. Is it easy to do? The moves aren't particularly difficult. What's difficult is getting confidence. Not really. Having the confidence to load the... But because the thing is, what you're doing is you're openly loading the pom-pom and you're openly loading the bag underneath the balls during the course of the routine over and over again. It reminds me a little bit of Steve Bedwell's Walkman act, where the Walkman goes under the hat over and over again. And basically what's happening is you're loading the stuff underneath the cup when people aren't looking. And that's what Tommy Wonder was, an expert at misdirection. Now, the problem is, it's not difficult. There's no moves that are difficult. I mean, you do the standard cups and balls. So you could do this, but it's having confidence that you can get away with loading the stuff under the cups and nobody realising. It's a bit like doing a card under box routine. The first time you load a deck under a box, you think you're going to get caught. And it's only after you've done it a million times that you realise that as long as the misdirection and the routining is strong enough, you're not going to get caught. Well, it's the same with the Tommy Wonder Cups and Balls routine. It's not particularly difficult, but you're going to have faith that this will work and the audience won't pick up on it. And the only way to do that is to go out and do it in front of a real audience. My one issue with this product, by the way, Ryland, is it doesn't really come with instructions. What they have done is they've given you links to 2 videos on their YouTube channel. The first video is Tommy performing the routine, so you see a full performance. The second video is of a lecture that Tommy did on the on his cups and balls routine in Japan. It's very old footage, it's very grainy, and he doesn't explain the whole routine. He only explains the methodology behind the bag and loading the bag, but he doesn't explain the whole routine or the setup or anything. So you can't buy this and learn how to do the routine. I want people to be aware of that, because if you buy this set, and I really think that you should, because it's an amazing set, very high quality, you're going to have to either A, get the Books of Wonder, where it's fully explained in detail, the cups and balls routine, or get his L&L DVD set, which is available as a download as well now, where he explains it, I think, on volume 1, and maybe volume 2. But you are going to have to you can't just learn this routine from the instructions that are included in this set. That's something that you're going to have to be aware of. I've been doing the Tommy's cups and balls routine for a long time. I used different props before. These props are a million times better. But yeah, that's a very long way of saying, Ryland, it's not difficult, but it will take a hell of a lot of practice. Yeah, you're going to need a table. You could do this parlour, you could do this on stage, you could do it close up. But, you know, restaurants, it's perfect. Mix and mingle, it's no good. But you could do it as the same banquet. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Good. I'm good about that. So what do you think of this, Ryan? I'm going to give this 100%. I think this is amazing. I think that learning the cups and balls should be required. When you first got into magic, I taught you the cups and balls, the Vernon cups and balls routine, which you do. It's on your YouTube channel, and you do it really well, by the way. And what did I say to you when I taught you the cups and balls routine? I said every single magician has to learn the cups and balls, didn't I? I said it's like the most important thing for a magician to learn.
Well, they can't get in the magic circle.
Or you can't get into the magic circle. So, well, you probably could, but you do need to have, I think that learning a cups and balls routine is so important to becoming not professional magician, but becoming a really good magician, which is why I taught you the cups and balls. Are you going to want to learn this? I mean, you do Vernon's routine, you do Michael Amar's routine. Are you want to learn this as well?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. I'll get you a set of it then. Okay. Give them a review. Tell them what you think.
119.
119%. Yeah. Well, I know you like the cups and balls. Here's a question. What do you prefer? The cups and balls routine that you do, or this cups and balls routine?
I don't know.
Which one do you prefer? This one or the one you do?
Both.
Both. You like both. You don't want to diss Michael Amar. Okay, that's fair enough. 119% from him, 100% from me. It's really good. Just remember that you can't just buy this and open it and be able to do it. You're going to have to go somewhere and get the instructions for this routine, because what's included with this isn't enough to be able to teach you the routine that Tommy does. Other than that, the props are absolutely wonderful.
And the next review is RPR 3D Kennedy Collection.
It is indeed the 3D Kennedy Collection from RPR. RPR Productions, Magic Innovations, they've brought out some really nice stuff recently. They brought out the Greg Gleason Matrix routine, Quantum Coins I think it is, which is really good. You know, Roy Cooper's is phenomenal, a phenomenal kind of coin maker of coins, and Rocco and Perry Maynard are awesome as well. And they've brought out this 3D Kennedy collection, which is a collection of 5 coins. I remember seeing Garrett Thomas through Cosmo Magic bring something out like this. But there were only 2 coins included, and it's very different. This is different. But this comes with like an hour and a half of download with Perry Maynard and Rocco talking about a whole bunch of different ways that you can actually use this. And they go very detailed with how you can use that. Don't look at this as a trick, look at it as a toolbox. There's a whole bunch of different routines that you can do with this, with 1 coin or 2 coins or 3 coins, or there's a big routine that uses all 5 coins. I mean, there's so many different ways you can go with this. Rocco, he teaches you ways of using this stand-up, with sleeves, without sleeves. As you would expect with Rocco being a student of Slidini, he talks about ways to use it on a table with lapping as well. And some of the lapping techniques he goes through are really, really good. It's well worth looking at that section if you're into lapping and sitting behind a table.
Should I perform it?
Okay, do you want me to do it or do you want to do it?
I think you should do it. No, I'll do it. I want to do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so I'm going to get Ryland to perform. Should we do a couple of different routines? Should we try and string a little sequence together?
Yeah.
We'll use a couple of the coins. We'll string a little sequence together so people can see what it is that you can do.
We'll just miss one coin out.
Okay.
The folding coin.
Okay. Well, let's have a look at this right now.
Ready? I've got a Kennedy $50 here.
Okay,
Can you
yeah.
examine that?
Kennedy $50. It's good. It's nicely weighted. 1971. Yes, I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's cool.
You happy?
Yeah, I'm very happy.
Look, now I'm just going to put it in this hand.
Mhm.
And I'm going to do something crazy with my thumb and the coin. I'm going to make Kennedy 3D.
No way.
It hurts, but yeah. Kennedy is now 3D.
Look at this. He's pushed his thumb through the coin. Look at that. There's a big, massive indentation there. Kennedy is now 3D. That is very cool, Ryan. That looks awesome.
I'm going to smoothen Kennedy now.
You're going to smooth him?
Yeah, like that. Smoothed him. He's now smooth again. He's smooth.
That is really cool. I don't think I could do that. That's awesome.
You don't think you could do that?
No. I don't think my thumb's strong enough to push it through a coin. That's cool.
Yeah, you do.
That's brilliant. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's a great trick.
You want to give it a go?
Yeah, I'd love to give it a go.
Look, you see it there?
Yeah?
Give me a hand.
Okay.
Push that through. Blow on your hand. Shake it up and down 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Open. Kennedy 3D.
In
again.
my hand.
In your hand.
Can you turn it back?
Yeah. Look.
That's cool.
Look, I'm going to spin this around. Well, you can't really spin
No way.
But it's still a bit hot. So
It's hot.
Yeah. We got to wait for a second.
Okay. Can I touch it?
Not really, because it's hot.
Okay.
Look, it's still hot. But okay, I cooled it down.
Okay.
Look, can you see it?
Yeah?
Yeah? Look, I'm going to do something crazy with it.
Okay, go on then.
I'm going to burst Kennedy.
You're going to burst Kennedy.
Yeah, I'm going to burst it. I bursted Kennedy.
Look at that.
Kennedy's been bursted.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Okay, Ryan, that was a fantastic performance. What you were doing there was very tricky and you did it really, really well. Let me explain what you get with this. I mean, you saw Ryland's performance. You see some of the things that you can do. Let me show you the 5 coins that you get with this. So this here is just a normal coin. Now, the nice thing about this is that the dates on all of these coins match, which is great for when you're doing various different switches and so on and so forth. But this is a normal $50. Now, the next thing that you get...
1971, wasn't it?
I think it was 1971, yeah. Now, the next thing that you get is this, which they call this kind of like a deformed coin. And it's like a 3D Kennedy head on a coin. And it's indented at the back. So there's a whole bunch of... You saw Ryland use it, but I mean, there's so many different ways. You used the shuttle pass, didn't you? So you used a shuttle pass and made it look like you put your thumb through it, which is great. But the nice thing about this is Rocco and Perry Maynard go through so many different ways of using this. So you could just use a Bobo switch, which you actually did use later on in the routine, didn't you? So you can just use a Bobo switch. They go through all of these techniques. It's actually a really nice foundation course into coin magic as well. So the thing that you do with this is you show a coin, you do some sort of switch, and you can make it look like you've blown the head up on Kennedy, and then you can make it go back to normal. The third coin that you get, this one here, is a very interesting coin. It's almost like a double header. So on one side, it's got a head, and then on the other, that's flat, and on the other side, it's got the head that's been popped out. So there's a few different ways of using this. You saw Ryland do this amazing thing, which doesn't look as good on a soft surface, but you do it on a hard surface, and it looks like the head just pops out, doesn't it? So you can kind of show this coin, have it switch, do that, and it looks like the head just pops out. And then what Rocco does, which is really nice, is he then switches it for this one and hands it out for examination. Now, this one here is my favourite. This is how you ended your routine, isn't it?
Exploded Kennedy.
Yeah, it's actually a Kennedy $50. Sorry, it's like a karate coin, but it looks like it's exploded. It looks like the 3D part has exploded. So what you'd do is you'd do the first part of the routine where the head just like becomes 3D, and then you do this. Now, when you saw Ryland did it, he did it on his thumb, didn't you? Because your hands are tiny, and you try and do it on your finger, it doesn't look so good. But any any sort of karate coin type move that you want to do will work with this, and it's a great way to end it. Normally with karate coin, you restore this, but what I would do, because it looks so exploded, I would actually finish the routine on that. I think that's a good way to finish it. And then you've got this, which is another one of those 3D coins. It looks the same, but it's actually a three-way folding coin. They've built a folding coin into one of these exploded coins, and Perry Maynard goes through. That folds. That folds. Perry Maynard goes through his coin and bottle routine using this, which is a really nice coin and bottle. If you've ever wanted to learn coin and bottle, this is one of the best. He explains it very, very well. And it's very easy to do as well. His coin and bottle is great, but the whole idea of the coin and bottle is that you would start with this coin, and you do whatever you want to do to make the head pop out. You'd then take that coin and you'd push it into the bottle, and then obviously shake it out at the end, and it's back to that. And then you can, if you want to, then turn it back into a normal coin. So you can routine this whole sequence together. So those are the 5 coins that you get. They fit very nicely into this little display case to keep them nice and safe, which I really like, because sometimes you spend a fortune on coins and they come in like a little jiffy bag or something. This is really nice. Just close this up and you put this in here and you're good to go. So yeah, there's about an hour and a half of instruction.
I really like it.
I really like this as well. It's a bit different, isn't it?
An hour and a half instruction?
Yeah, there's like an hour and a half download with this, where they go through, when we were sitting there and you were watching Rocco go, and we were kind of skipping over the bits with the lapping because we weren't sitting behind the table. But yeah, there's like an hour and a half of instruction where they go through multiple techniques on how to actually do all these routines. They go through probably about 20 or 30 different routines.
You can do it walk around if you...
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you just don't. You've got to figure out a routine that you don't need a table.
Yeah.
So you can't do that spinny thing.
You can't do the spinny thing, but I mean, there's so many different ways you can do this walk around. I mean, Rocco was actually doing a lot of the routines standing up, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, just if you want to, and the nice thing about this is
it was with Perry.
It was with Perry. Yeah, Perry is his volunteer. What's nice about this is you can add this to your act over time, and what I mean is you can just do one phase. So you could just have a coin. You could do a coin routine, and you could finish off, rather than making a jumbo coin appear, you could finish off by taking it and putting your finger and making it pop out, and then turning it back to normal. When you feel comfortable with that, you can then add in another coin, and before you know it, you've got all 5 coins, and you're doing this incredibly crazy stuff. And I think that's the thing. This is different. There's a lot of coin magic that's very similar. How many coins are crosses? How many coins through tables? How many transpositions can you do before it's kind of the same thing over and over again? Which is why when you make a jumbo coin appear, everyone stops at that point because they want to look at the jumbo coin. I think this is as strong as a jumbo coin. It's like you've done this whole coin routine. You go, pick one of those $50 for me. That one right there. Watch this. Boom. Have a look at that. What? It's all an illusion. Look. I just think it's a great, great thing to do. I love this. I'm going to give the I'm going to stop talking about this because I could rave about this for hours. Have you got anything else to add?
Not really.
How difficult was it?
Wasn't that difficult.
Yeah, but you already know how to do shuttle passes and bobo switches and coin.
If you don't know how to do
spellbounds,
that, it would be hard.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got no knowledge of coin magic at all, you were doing spellbounds there, you were doing shuttle passes, you were doing a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. But you know how to do that. If they don't know how to do that, that's going to be
hard.
Yeah, it's going to take a bit of practice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is something that you need to practice on if you've got no experience of coin magic, but it's worth the practice. What are you going to give it?
110%.
110%. I'm going to give this 95%. I think this is brilliant. It's definitely going into my act. I might take this to the gig as well.
You're usually in your 90s.
I am. And I am. Well, everything's been good on the show this week, hasn't it? Like we haven't got any stinkers. Everything's been really good. So yeah, I think I'm going to take this to the gig with me, and I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to give this a go. 95% from me. 110% from you, yeah. 110% from him, 95% from me. If you're a coin guy or you're wanting to be a coin guy, this is a great set to pick up.
And that's another review show in the bag. Yeah. And that's another review show in the bag. Yay!
Exactly, it is another review show in the bag,
Get
guys.
crazier and crazier.
It does get crazy and crazy. Guys, thank you so much.
You need to buy this.
You do need to buy this. It's awesome. You need to...
And this.
Yes, and you need to buy this. Yes. Anything else they need to buy? Prohibition Monte. I would suggest that as well.
And this.
And that, and that one there.
And this.
There you go. You need to buy everything this week. You need to buy absolutely everything. I can't believe you've done that. Okay, that's cool. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching the review show. If you want to see something particular reviewed, let us know in the comments down below. And we also love to read your comments. We sit around and read all the comments. So if you've got anything to say, so if you've got anything to say, leave it in the comments down below. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to follow him, he is the Kid Magician on YouTube. Just type in Ryalnd the Kid Magician.
I
He
just
comes
film
up.
over there.
He does. He films over there. We're filming some more stuff for your YouTube channel today as well, aren't we? I think we do the chocolate trick. I think we do that as well. I think we film.
And this when I've learned it.
You're gonna have to learn it first, though. Yeah. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. We're going to be back next Wednesday at 5 o'clock with another Craig and Ryland review show. Until then, stay safe. Thanks very much, everybody. I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.